Action is to satisfy the mind, and inaction is to satisfy the body. What I mean by this is that action itself is essentially a thing that the mind uses to justify itself. Like, taking action is the proof for the mind so that the mind will calm down, because it will believe that it is doing something to help you work towards where you want to go. The mind wants to feel useful. The mind wants to keep you safe. It wants to protect. It's basically like the masculine portion, where it's like, if it's not doing something where it feels helpful or like it can provide, like it suddenly kind of loses itself a bit, feeling like it doesn't have anywhere to go. It's like it doesn't know what it's doing. And then so it ultimately ends up turning on you instead. And this is why a lot of people will find that, like, if you're not doing a lot of things outwardly, if you're spending a lot of time just like sitting around, not doing hard tasks or anything, your mind will start to turn inwards. It will turn on you and will start to take fights out with you, on you, as in it will start to pick on the littlest things. So it'll start to be like, oh, you're not manifesting correctly, or you're not saying this correctly. It'll start to pick on your language. It'll start to find like any little thing, any inefficiency that it can pick on, or any little flaw that it can like build a fight around, basically, because it's looking for that friction. It's looking for something to overcome, something to fix, so that it can feel useful, that it's helping you. So it can feel useful, like it's keeping you safe. And it starts to then find fears and challenges in pretty much everything. It will start to search everywhere to find them. So things that once weren't difficult to you, things that once you thought were easy, might start to become hard to you, because your mind is turning on you and it's looking for things to overcome. It's looking for things to fix because it doesn't have an outlet. So again, it will start to find that tasks that you used to be able to do like every day without a problem all of a sudden become hard, and then become scary, or like things you once did are now scary and you don't do them anymore. And it's because your mind is making these like mountains out of molehills because it has nothing better to do. So what you want to do is you want to keep your mind busy with things that you actually don't mind doing, like physical action that you don't mind doing, or some sort of task where it can be useful and helpful and feel like it is doing something for you or fixing something, so that it basically calms down. And in the calming down phase, like when the mind can finally rest because it feels like it's done its task for the day, you know, it's sort of like when people say like, oh, like you can't have anything in life without effort. That's like the mind talking. So like the mind wants the proof so that it can feel useful, so that it can finally rest. And like after the mind has done its thing, it will finally calm down. So if you feel like your mind has been going crazy and you feel like everything in your head feels wild and all over the place, your mind is just looking for an outlet right now. So you have to give it something to latch onto to feel like it's being helpful. And when it comes to manifestation, a lot of people get stuck in this inaction phase because they feel like there has to be some specific action, this correct action that they have to do. And that's the brain already turning on itself once again, because it's trying to find the right action. It's trying to find the right thing. It's picking a challenge already right there. So what you want to do is stop looking for the right action and just take any action forwards. Any small action. It could be the smallest thing. It could be picking a sock up off the floor. It could be putting a dish away. It could be going and working out. It could be going and hanging out with friends that day. Like doing something at all to move your life like the teeniest bit forward. Even if it's an action that doesn't even fully make sense. Even if it's just like stepping outside, or like going to the store that day, or like taking a different path to work, or anything, like any action at all. And I said this in my Manifest Anything, You Are a Black Hole video. This was actually one of my, I think it was the best video on this channel, at least I think it was the most watched one. It was one of my favorite videos too, because I always reference back to it. That video, I talked about taking any action to move yourself forward. You don't need the right action, you just need action, because all you're trying to do is literally satisfy your mind. You don't need the right action. You just need your mind to be satisfied, to believe that you're moving in the right direction. You just need to create belief in yourself so that your mind doesn't fight you when you're manifesting what it is that you want. Because ultimately, all you really need is a calm mind to manifest what you want. But to get a calm mind, you have to give the mind, like a little baby, the mind needs something to keep it occupied. So you have to give the mind something to play with, something to do, something to feel like it's being, you know, helpful in some way. So then it will finally rest and it will be like, okay, I have the proof that I need, because the mind wants proof. And if it doesn't get proof, it's going to fight you and yell at you and be upset and be angry, because it wants to feel useful. It wants to feel like it is doing something to move you from point A to point B, because the mind is thinking linearly. Like, your mind is moving in this linear path, whereas like the in-between, the space in between thoughts, like the feeling, like that is like the non-linear part of yourself, right? Like this is like the feminine part of yourself when you're just resting in that inaction phase. Like, if it was just for that, if you didn't have this mind fighting you, like, you would just be okay with doing nothing. You'd be like an animal, right? Like, you would just be okay with just chilling all day, laying around. Like, you wouldn't feel the need to do all these different tasks or anything like that. You would just be. And like, that is the feminine. But to calm the mind, you have to like give it something to do. And so back to what you need to do, it's really, once again, doing anything. And the mind, what it really wants is like friction. So a lot of the time the mind will be searching for friction, especially if you find that if you're like yelling at yourself or getting angry or upset a lot, this is the mind looking for friction. It's trying to start fights because it literally wants to feel that heat. It wants to feel like that fire that comes with doing something that requires thinking or overcoming. Or a solution. The mind likes to fix things. So give it something to fix. Give it something to do that helps you move forward. So for example, for me, like, I cleaned my entire house, cleaned everything, fixed everything around the house. And now my mind has been so quiet and so calm because I was tired at the end of the day. And like, I was exhausted, but now my mind feels like, wow, like we did so much, like we're moving so forward in the right direction. Now it doesn't matter what I say, it won't even argue with me, because it's like, at this point, it has its proof that we're moving forwards, that we're doing something in the right direction. And again, it doesn't have to be actions that make sense with your manifestation. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be something that makes you feel the slightest bit like you've done something or you fixed something, And this is the part where, once again, just do stuff. Like, there's a guy who's very wealthy. He just made he just had a book deal or something that he did. Alex Hormozy, I think that's how you say his name. He's here on YouTube. I've watched his stuff for a long time, him and Layla. Anyways, in his one video, he said when he didn't know what to do in life, when he felt really down and everything was going wrong, he's like, you know what? I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to do stuff. And he just started doing things, anything. He would just do any task that made at least at all any sort of sense in his life. And then that's when his life started to finally move forwards. Because most of the time, all it is that we're stuck. We're just stuck in inaction. We're stuck with our mind fighting ourselves until we finally just break that cycle and just do something. Do anything. So if you feel stuck right now, don't look for the right action. Just take an action. Take any action that's remotely logical, remotely in the right direction, And it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be big, just anything moves you forward. And what you will find is that when you start taking small actions, those small actions will start to build momentum and lead into the bigger actions without you even having to try. So start with the small actions, start doing the things that you know you can do, that are easy for you, that feel like a task that you can overcome. Like, start small. If you feel overwhelmed, start really, really, really small. The littlest things ever. And don't even put pressure on yourself to do more than the first task that you plan. Just do that one task today. And then from there, just let it keep going, okay? Like, start small every day, do something little, and just let it snowball from there. Or just do things that are outside of your usual routine. Go do something weird. Like, I know someone posted a TikTok video of this guy. He said he went to the grocery store and he bought a cake and smashed his face into the cake just to break his routine and do something totally weird and out of the ordinary. He said it got him out of his usual schedule. Anything like that can help you move forward. And I know, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but your mind is just looking for something. It's looking for something new or looking for something to overcome, looking for something to do. That's it. And then once it has its thing, once it's got its toy and it's doing whatever it needs to do, you will finally get that peace in your mind that you're looking for. It's like going to the gym, working out so that you can tear your muscles apart, right? But it's actually in the break after the gym, when you come home and you rest, that your muscle rebuilds and gets stronger. So it really is the resting phase, is the phase where you actually build things. It's not even in the action phase. But the action phase is what's required to satisfy the mind, the masculine part of yourself. So do the tasks, do anything random throughout your day. Just do something to bring that friction, to make your mind think that it's doing something, and then come home, rest, And then that is when you will finally feel peace in your mind again. Your mind will stop fighting you so much. You won't have these, it won't start picking fights over these small things anymore, and you'll start to find smaller tasks become easier again. And you'll start to find that you can now manifest things, you can intend for something without having this big war in your brain anymore. Because again, the mind wasn't looking for the perfect thing. It wasn't looking for you to be perfect. It was looking for you to just do something. That's it. So anyways, I feel like I just rambled on and repeated that a bunch of times, but hopefully that was helpful. I feel like this is something that I realized for myself that just made probably like the biggest difference in my life, was just understanding that it's not about the perfect action. It's not about who does everything right. It's about just doing something and continuing to do something. Because I think, again, it was Alex Hormozy that said this, like doing ordinary actions over a consistent period of time can turn into something extraordinary or something along those lines. So yeah, anyways, again, I hope this video is helpful. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.